Hello, my spooky friends. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me today. Happy Mardi Gras Day. Let's let the good times roll with a nice winged eyeshadow look that I think that you can achieve if you are a beginner and you just want to get into bold makeup and not spend a ton of money on products to get something as a bold eye look like this and be comfortable with it. Wear it out to date night, wear it to a parade. Stay tuned and we'll get into the tutorial and let's go. So for this makeup look today, I'm going with the most recognizable and classic when it comes to being on illustration and being in costumes is the yellow, green, and the red. These are from ColourPop. This is the Honey palette. It's my pleasure, just my luck, and honey. Now, I believe there might be a couple of these 9 monochromatic pans that are no longer available, but they do have equivalent. So you'll see something that might not be the same name or it's changed, but these are 9 pans for like $12, and I think they are the most affordable when it comes to looking for bright, bold colors and you want to do makeup looks like that. So look for that. It's the ColourPop website. They are now going and have been for a while available at Target, but I don't think that the monochromatic palettes are at the store itself, so you might want to go to the website. I'll have that link down below. So what I have already done to my makeup is I've done my base. I've done everything but the eyes. And to start my eyes, I always use a primer because you consider when an artist has a canvas, that canvas is prepped and smooth, so all your tools glide across it effortlessly. There's no skipping, and the eyeshadows blend a lot easier. And today, the eyeshadow primer I am using comes from Shop Miss A. I do think that everything from Shop Miss A that I'm using in today's video is $2 and under. I believe this one is either $1.55 or $1.85, but sometimes if I miss putting the prices down on the screen, I always check the description below because I do go through it and make sure that you guys are seeing what's affordable and what isn't when I use something. So it doesn't take a whole lot with this primer, and this one's a little bit thicker, but it's also a little bit more opaque than the one for Milani. And to stop dragging your skin, because Lord knows at my age, I don't want to be pulling at my skin a whole lot. I always use this ring finger because it doesn't have the muscles to pull as that index finger. And I let my eyeshadow primer dry, and then I actually put a little bit of translucent powder to make sure everything skates across. This one's a little bit brighter than the other. I just want everything to be very pretty and already at the same level, so everything is going to turn out the same. Now that I've given that some time to dry, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild translucent, just a little bit to make sure nothing's setting in the crease and everything is set, not a whole lot. So forgive me, because my brushes, I wash them once a week, and how I get by with using them more than once without washing them every day is that I use this little pan here. It's got a little stipple sponge in it, and what I go through and change colors in between. It knocks off the excess. It's $1, and when Shop Miss A has products or a site-wide sale, you can get this for like under 40 cents. So that's a good investment. Getting into makeup, like bold makeup, is very intimidating because for the longest time, if you watch my declutter video, for the longest time I was in that 90s brown black thing, frosty, maybe a little bit of blue for the longest time, and that is because I used to be made fun of all the time by family members, and it's just not fun when that happens, and it took a while to get into bold makeup. So I'm gonna go in with a purple. Before I get into this, let me explain, because I'm going to probably switch between terms and language. It just depends. If you're in the beauty community, you use a certain language. I kind of like intertwine them both. But up here is the brow bone, and then this area right here where you could feel it past the eyeball, which sinks in just a little bit, is what I call the transition shade. Now this shade is what I use to carry the other shade into the crease, and the crease is where, if you have hooded eyes, that the top part of your eyelid creases over the bottom part, so you don't have a harsh line. But I'll keep explaining and going through that as I go. And then there's the lid, the inner corner, and what everyone refers to as the outer V, because the way that eyeshadow looks nowadays go that way, especially if you're doing bold looks or an eyeshadow wing, which is what I'm doing today, because I think it represents, the style will be more Mardi Gras, and then also with the colors, it would just fit Mardi Gras perfectly. So I'm gonna go in with the purple, but I'm getting kind of lost here already. I wasn't prepared to do this video today, but I am, and we're going to get through it. These Shop Miss A stickers here, I call everything stickers if it's self-adhesive. These guides are self-adhesive, and you see here that they have the logo AOA Studio, which is a brand from Shop Miss A, and I used the actual markings on it to place the tape on the eye for a winged eyeshadow. And these you can actually use more than once if you're okay with using it, or how big you want your wing to be. You can actually cut one and use them for each eye. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm gonna go through and make sure that this here is a little bit more helpful. So when I'm doing this, I want to go from corner where it stops and flare it out, but I also want the same side to match. Now when it comes to matching your makeup, you've heard me say it before, make them look like siblings, not like twins, and that will save you a lot of grief, because it's impossible to do that. It's almost impossible. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that A here and bring it up. So the A in the corner will help you match the other one. And so just as close as I can, I'm going in on a fluffier brush, because this needs to cover a lot more area, and the more I move down into the eyelid, the brush changes the width of it on the end, and the density of it changes. So this is another Shop Miss A. You can get this entire brush set, which I've been using for about 4 years. Absolutely amazing. They hold up well to cleaning, and it's about $10, and I always have that one listed. But I'm going to start up in the crease here, and I'm going to carry everything out, because I am going to do a winged eyeshadow. And so I buff this in and leave just a little bit of space in that brow bone area. This is so I can go through and blend or place a highlight. And if you use your brush and you hold it on the back of it, you will blend instead of rub harsh lines. This gets you harsh lines, this gets you more buffed edges. I always like to build up too, especially on this crease here, or the transition shade. I like to build that up, and that's going to be carried past a little bit. If you want it a little bit more bold and going out, which I think I might do, I'm going to move my stickers out just a little bit for more of a Mardi Gras flair. And that's the thing about Mardi Gras, is it is unapologetic for its bold colors, style, cuisine, music, and they just have fun. I've been going to Mardi Gras since I was a teenager, and it was my first encounter or something, you know, outside my norm. And I absolutely loved it. I fell in love with the bold colors because of Andrea Mastretta's art, and I even have an Andrea Mastretta inspired tattoo that me and my artist came up with. I gave him the photos, and he went and designed his own Mardi Gras girl, and she's on my leg, and you can see that in my declutter video. So I'm just gonna go in. Yeah, I like that better. I like it going past that eyebrow tip just a little bit, because you're here for a bold design and you're here for bold colors. And trying to talk constantly while I'm getting a little bit better at it. Now it's okay to carry this all the way down, because if you carry it all the way down to this area here, just on the outside, you're gonna help your blending. Now the key is also not to use colors that will get muddy. And when I say that is, it's color theory, okay? Thanks to Robert Welsh, color makeup has no rules, but has a theory. And also in photography, color theory, which I had to study, it's the same thing. So like when I mix my paints and I don't have brown, I will mix a green and a red, or yellow and blue make green. So now you understand some of the blending, so some of the other colors do help. Now that is in, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the green. The green is heavier, and it will sit right into this transition going into the crease and winging it out on this side. Now I'm going in with a different brush. This one's from e.l.f. I'm using this one because it's super clean, because these shadows are just so gorgeous. I love these, but I want to go darker and increase saturation. I'm just trying to figure out what color, and we want to look at it. That's a pretty color. This one's a little bit darker. I think I'm gonna go with the darker one. So I wanna go into the crease. Now we're gonna get like a darker mix with this color. I'm not using anything to make a cut crease or anything like this. Is all about blending bold colors. So you see how I carry it from that purple into the crease here and out on the wing, and it's just going to help blending. So the things about Mardi Gras, if you have never been and you are planning to go, it depends on the kind of experience that you want. If you want the total nightlife experience, even if you're trying to sleep, stay in the quarter. It is happening all the time in the quarter. I stay at the Maison St. Charles on St. Charles Avenue, and the streetcars stop almost right in front of it. So what you do is, and this is no matter where you're staying, once you get there, go to the hotel lobby and pay for passes there. Almost all of them do it now. I think it's like an entire weekend. Even if you're just going to stay a night, purchase the one for the entire weekend, because you can get on and off the streetcars, and it gives you access to the red streetcars that run up and down on Canal Street, and it goes to the end of the line, which is the quarter market, and then they go from cemeteries back around Harrah's, past Cafe du Monde, and then to the French market. But see, the thing is about that, you're like, well, why pay more if I'm not gonna, because here's the thing, sometimes they're crowded, you never know if they stop, and these passes will also allow you to get on the buses if that is the case. And also, you don't know how often you're gonna need to take them, and trust me. So I think those passes are for all day until it ends. But I have not been in a couple of years. When I say couple, like, gosh, I don't know, 2013 or something like that. So for this color here, we got the crease in. I want to use gold here because everyone has a palette that has more of a shimmery gold in it that's going to really make this look pop. And I do want to carry that gold all the way over from the inner corner on the lid into the outer V. And if these are shimmers and not glitters, I tend to not use glitters when it comes to directly onto the eyes. But the best way to pick up glitters or shimmers is to use your finger, because you have oils in them. And that one's nice and bright. So I'm gonna put this on and just tap it and then drag it. Tap it and drag it to get it on there, and then use a brush to pull it out on this side. So we just want to get this covered, and you see how that gold mixes with the green, so you actually are getting a transition shade over into it. And so if you really need to have that drag over into the green, flat brush and then drag it. And I'm making that one a little bit more visible, and you can wet your brush if it's not showing up. If you have an eyeshadow that's not performing well, try to wet your brush. You can just wet it with water with a spritzer, or you can use setting spray. But I didn't want this to be, let me break out the concealer, let me do a cut crease, let me make it as complicated as I can, just because I know how. I know that there are a lot of people out there that want this to be as simple but bold and colorful. Something you want to wear to the club or run around just to shop. All right, so I am not completely happy with this at the top, so I'm going in with the Juvia's Place. I've had this one for a while. This is the Zulu palette, and you see how bold and bright these colors are. I'm going in because I want a deeper purple, so I'm just gonna go back over and buff a deeper purple, because I think it just pops a little bit better. I can't help it. I love Mardi Gras, and I'm gonna do it justice, and this is, the color that, a lot better. I like it a lot. I know, I use that one a lot. But it fits, it just fits. God, let me tell you I'll try to put it up on the screen since I'm talking right now. The Andrea Mistretta posters that I actually have. Just want to darken up. Oh, that's so pretty. It's so pretty. So I like the fact that when I'm looking straight ahead that I can see every color. And that's what you want. You want to be able, if you're going to use 3 colors, I don't know about you, but I want to see them. I'm going to go through the hard work. I want to see all of it. Now, there is a shimmer green in here that I think will just look very beautiful Normally I don't use shimmers in the transition crease, especially for everyday makeup, but this is Mardi Gras. Laissez le bon temps durer. Let the good times roll, and we are. Let me just push that in there. Oh, that's pretty. I knew better. I just knew better. Well, the fact that I put that green down first is helping. Didn't hurt anything. It just helped. It gave me a base. Oh, that is so pretty. I like that. I just love color. I don't care who doesn't like my makeup. You know what I mean? You don't have to look at me. That's how I say it. You don't have to look at me. You don't have to like any of it. I like it, and that's all that matters. Okay, those shimmers blended really good with the gold. All right. Now there is this yellow in here. I'm gonna try to stay away from because I use that for some other things, but I want to go up under the brow bone and get that highlighted a little bit, but I am going to buff out that harshness between this and here. But I want to do that on a clean brush, and I always save a fluffy brush for something like that for buffing. I'm just gonna go above that line and buff out that purple. And see, still bold and it's still colorful, but just more blended. A little bit softer, but you can wear it just the other way, just like I did. So now I spend most of my time looking through my brushes. This is one of 5 buckets that I have, and I have different things for different ones, but what you don't see me doing on camera is trying to find the brush. And I tell you, more often than not, I can go by feel than looking. Sometimes looking gets me in trouble. Can't find it. I'm gonna go back in with, just lost a brush. Like I said, looking for brushes. And blend that yellow a little bit more. You don't have to do this. This is just me. If I can put more on, I will. I mean, cause I have green face highlighter. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't even care. All right, so I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna use a very bright yellow here to also brighten that brow bone. Just a little bit. Up under the highest part of the arch is where I like to put my brow bone. And because it is Mardi Gras, I think I'm going to have to use a little bit of shimmer, just a little bit. So what do we have? This green gold, let's check it out. Is it too green gold? Yeah, it's too dark. There you go, just a little bit of shimmer. And a brow bone really raises and highlights the entire look, and it also brings the eye up onto the main focus. That brow bone is like, hey, I'm up here, but look at me, you know? Now for my inner corner, I'm going back in with this color here, and I want to brighten that up just a little bit before I remove the tape. And I'm also just kind of like blending out that inner corner line a little bit with the yellow. So I'm gonna leave that for there, and it's time to take off the tape because I'm not using anything other than eyeshadow for this wing. That's so pretty. Save them because you can reuse them, especially if you don't have a lot of fallout. You see how that's just a transitional gradient shadow wing. Now that I have that done, I like to go up under the eyes, but sometimes I like to, in order to mix it up. Normally I would carry like this around and then just go deeper in with other colors. But I think today I'm going to switch this brush here and go in with one of my golds up underneath. So how am I going to do my eyeliner? Let me do my eyeliner first. I have 2 colors I want to use, and I like to have a darker color or the color match here because it's just less noticeable. And but that's okay if you want to go ahead and put a purple and swing it up underneath, but I'm using this one. This one is Auto, LA Colors Auto Liner. This is a great yellow. So I'm gonna go into about the middle here, about where it meets up with my pupil. This would take a lot to warm this eyeliner up. This one's fantastic. The other eyeliner I'm going in, this one comes from the ColourPop Raw Beauty Christie's palette. It's one from her Forest palette, but I don't think it's available any longer, but it is a gorgeous green. And I will take that green and kind of blend it a little bit into that yellow, not much. And it's okay if it looks like, you know, it stops. That's what you want, bold and bright. This gives you a chance to play with design and color. Now, in order to make this even more bold, since this is yellow up underneath, I think I'm gonna go with a bright green up underneath or I might just do purple all the way because I have enough green and yellow. I think I will. I think I'll go in with the purple, and I'm going to go back in with this Juvia's palette. And I just push it up under the waterline, and then I start to smoke it out, just another form of smudging. And I want it to meet out here just a little bit on this corner. And the brush I'm using is a round tipped, but it is very small and very dense. Just want a little bit of color to tap up underneath that wing. I like to go all the way into the inner corner, so I like the purple, and I'll do that to the other side, tapping that color up next to the eyelashes. I tap the color in first. You tap, 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 tap. So that's it for the eyeshadow wing. I am now going to curl my lashes and play with some mascara. I have these lashes. I'm not exactly sure if I want to put them on. I mean, they're beautiful and everything, but I don't want to undo what I just done. And if you didn't pick these up around spooky season, and it's got, you know what, I just noticed, even though it has green, it has silver, and I'm dealing with golds, gold, 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 and I'm a diva. I don't mix metals, so I will not put those on, that is for sure, and try to find another set. So I'm going to curl, and how I like to curl my eyelashes is I like to go as close to the bottom of the lash that I can. Be careful, because if you pinch one of those oil glands, you can actually ruin that for the rest of your life. I have lifelong maintenance that I have to do because I did that, and it changed the shape of the pore, and now it doesn't want to leak on its own, and I have to use warm compresses 2 or 3 times a week in order to get that to look decent and get it to not mess. It actually messed with the curl and the way my eyelashes were laying, because it eventually got an eye sty. It is pore that stayed. It was a whole big thing. I don't want to talk about eye infections today. We're talking about beautiful makeup, but yeah, I curl at the bottom, and then I go at the mid and try to curl for more height. But okay, I'll tell you anyway. Long story, almost kind of short, was that I pinched the gland and an eye sty formed because dirt got in there, because not only did I pinch the gland, I went through and I tight lined using an eyeliner up in the top part of the waterline. That's why you never see me do that. And that's because of the sty, the pinching it off, and the forever maintenance. So there you go. It took, I don't know, 6 months or longer to get rid of that. So just be easy, you know, be mindful. Like me, I get in a rush sometimes, and that's when I swear I've poked this eye that I've had the most problems with. Like, well, I'm gonna, you know, be careful with this mascara. Well, bam, and I've hit my eye. Yeah, so if you ever see me and you notice that this eye over here is a little bit, you know, pinkish or irritated looking, that's why. Because I've hit it with a pencil or a mascara wand. I've done something to it. Forget the noise, because you know there's never any noise until I start to film. The dogs don't do anything, you know, everything's quiet, and then bam, everyone wants to talk at the same time. You've been waiting on that phone call for 2 days. You'll get it when you start to film. I'm using the volume here. Now this is a good tubing mascara. You can take it off really easy with soap and water. It's really easy on the lashes. It does not feel crunchy when it dries, and you get a lot of volume. I'm doing this one because I'm not sure if I want to use eyelashes today. Another thing too, ladies, gentlemen, to save your mascara, do not pump the mascara back into it. You can go in once if it gets dried out and you've been doing detail, but sit there and do that, you're putting air into it and you're drying it out even quicker. So don't pump the mascara wand back into it. I always go in to wipe off excess. I start to turn it up a little bit, and then I just get rid of the excess off that tip. Make sure that nothing is hanging, and then do the best I can. See, I'm gonna hush for this eye because it done told you. This is my problem child, this one here. And Shop Miss A has some of the best mascaras, I'm telling you. I mean, $1.88, $1.55. It's one of those, and they don't dry out very fast. I've had these for a couple months now, and they perform as if they're brand new. Love it. Love everything about it. I found these, but these bands on this, I mean, these are very long. Don't get me wrong. It'd be great for a look, but I'm just kind of wondering. I mean, look at that. Look at the eyelashes. You want to do a Mardi Gras look and you want to look just like this? You know what? Maybe I'll just skip these eyelashes today. You know what I mean? Just skip it. Because how many times have you seen a tutorial like, I want to create that look, and all you have is similar shades to what they're using? and you want to see the results just like what you see here. So I'm gonna just make it easy on all of us today. I am, however, going to try to put some green in this bottom lash line here. The fact that there's that much pigment in to get it to show up on the wand so you can see it, it has to be thicker. So I will take any color mascara and I will roll it inside once and bring it out. And this is a green here, like a teal turquoise, but it's beautiful. I just thought it would show up really nice against all these other colors. Just a little bit different. And these come up out of the UK. The design of the packaging has changed, but I've spoken with the owner a couple times. Easy to talk to, but yeah, the green is a little bit different. Changes it up, swirl in, out once. And because this is how I'm going to hush that wonderful mascara eye face. You ready? The classic eye face. I've filmed so much that kind of taught myself not to do that. I will do the eye thing, but like, when does that help? I think it's funny. I wonder if we've seen someone do that in an ad or seen a relative do that, putting their makeup on, and then that's why we do it. Or did a makeup artist make someone hold that position because it just, it just stopped the movement of their entire face? That would be cool to know. I am getting so old, guys. I wish I had a moisturizer that would help me look like I haven't slept in 18 years. And so now I have some lipsticks. And as now you all know how much of a lipstick junkie that I am. I have a lot of green and gold and a little bit of purple. I think I'm going to do this with a purple. But a good one, and I went over this one, is the NYX Smooth Whip. This one is a very, very deep purple and it's very comfortable. It's a cream matte. This one is also from NYX. This was liquid suede in this one. I don't think they do make a suede, but I don't think it's the same packaging. So you might see a lot of things that you're not familiar with here. And I'm gonna try to do this. Let me grab a brush. Where is my brush? I brought it with me. Where'd it go? That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. If I have it in this, I found it. Yay. You can see this one. It's not angled. It's a rounded tip. This is another set. So if you see the pink and you see these silver sets, both are about $10 or under from Shop and Say. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna use that eyeliner trick. I'm just gonna go with the lightest color in the center and tap, all right, as a liquid lipstick. Then I am actually going to go in and create the ombre look, dragging each side on the applicator. So that is the center. I'm gonna go back in. This one here, it takes us a little bit longer to dry. And I'm gonna tap to get rid of the lines, and before it dries, blend it with my finger. Now to top off the lip look, I'm going in with another NYX product. This one has a brush on gloss. I love it, but you gotta be careful with it. I mean, it's so shiny, but it tends to bleed a little bit, but it is so gorgeous. It's like, it's their lip lacquer. Look how pretty. So here is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed sitting down and hanging out with me. I would love to see what your looks look like, how you switch it up, and what colors you use and where you use them. So I hope this was a good introduction and a very beginner-friendly look for you to achieve. If you want to see how I got some other bold makeup looks, like the Carrie prom night where I doused blood all over this beautiful makeup, stay tuned and watch this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.